Join me for a magical adventure inside me book of charms. Use the chapter tabs on the left to navigate through me adventures.
So yeah, I did Lucky Charms, and I found it on the General Mills website. I was just looking for like cereals and stuff, and it had a link to the Lucky Charms website. So that's how I found it, and that was the first thing I saw when I clicked on the link. So the general tactic that they use to get kids' attention is making the website in storybook format. So like you saw, it opens up and it's a storybook, and that immediately like involves your curiosity to see what's really in this book, what's going on, what is there to do. So you're curious, and it's like a storybook, so there's fantasy there. And then they incorporate the challenges with the games. There are 11 games, but only 2 of them are unlocked, and a new one that's a little bit before. So you have to play those 3 limited games. And even before that, I think when I first loaded the page, it said you had to log in, so you could keep track of your progress. The motivations during the game for challenges, there is like uncertainty when you have to deal with the various speeds of the rocks, because these rocks or whatever, like, they're rolling at you, and you have to throw down the heart at it. And sometimes it's going fast, sometimes it's going slower, and that alters when you throw it, because you have to time it, and that's the next thing you're uncertain about, like if it's gonna meet it, if it's gonna fall on time, and if it doesn't, you have to try to catch it before it goes away. So there's this challenge of like, balancing your time and like which rock you're gonna attend to. I don't know if they're really rocks, but I'm calling them rocks for this point. And when you break the rock, a gem comes out, and those add up over time, like to like if you get 100 of them, you can unlock like the next level and stuff. So the guy threw in the gems at different heights too, so you have to try to get the gems too, because or else you broke the rock for nothing. I just knew I had a heart meter, and I think the I just know the more I missed, like the heart meter went down, and I ended up dying. In terms of sensory curiosity, the storybook, you just wanted to explore it. Like the music was like the first thing that hit me, and the guy coming and speaking and talking to me. Also, like when you're going through the storybook, there's just so much going on, so much to look at every time you turn the page. And for cognitive curiosity, they gave you like straightforward information, and all they gave you was like the keys that you needed to play the game. They didn't give you like any hints, and they didn't let you know that when you drop in the thing, it's gonna take some time, so you have to like drop it ahead of time. You have to figure that out on your own, balancing your reactions, skills, and like trying to keep calm, because if you miss the rock, you're trying to get it before it leaves the screen. So really like multitasking. So the fantasy in terms of taking those skills and bringing it into the game, and really you're achieving power that you're trying to get as many gems as you can, so that you can get to the next level or play the next game that's locked, because I don't think these games really had levels. But I'm assuming that if I did like create an account, it's probably a community there, and so I probably would try to be beating my friends or whoever else. But I didn't create an account, but I really was trying to beat my own score. Like, I got 8 gems this one time, we got 17 the other, got up to 32, and I just kept trying to beat my score. Me being completely aware of why I'm doing this, I'm still so focused on the game. So there's no way in hell like a child who doesn't even know that this is marketing would be thinking about what these marketers are trying to do. All of these child's like cognitive resources are being used to focus on playing the game to the best of their ability. So there's like no like, and their capacity already is pretty small. So whatever space that ends up growing is gonna be used towards that game. Used towards their skill. So I don't think there's any like resources that's like they're setting aside to really understand the impact of the game, to understand like the psychological effect that it's given them. Like they're not processing that this is an advertisement, which right here you can see it's on the bottom of the screen, and it's like the font is it's a friendly, inviting kitty font. It says, "Hey kids, this is an advertisement," and they're not processing that. I mean, they see that exactly how it is there, and they're like, "Oh, cool, an advertisement," but they're not processing that this is a marketing technique. What they're likely to process is that these Lucky Charm hearts are good for you because they can do great things. They can break rocks and you can get gems out of them. Like the character says at one point during the game, like, we make a great team, so that's in their head rather than the background effects of like their association with the Lucky Charms. And definitely like the incentives in the game, like I said, there's a community, so you could log in, you have an account. There's this parasocial relationship that's growing with you and Lucky, and also there's no time limit to the game, so you can play as often as you want, as long as you want, and you can get carried away. And the better you get at the game, the longer you play the game. And then there's like a bigger goal, like you're not just playing the game for a longer period of time. The longer you play the game, the more gems you get, so you can unlock more games. So it's really addictive in that sense. But one thing I thought that was really interesting was that I had the page up for a while, and when I went back, they had this tab that just had come up saying this: "Staying active is very important, especially if you're after me, Lucky Charms. Would you like to take a break from your computer and get some exercise?" So I thought that was pretty interesting. I mean, hey, it's better than nothing, even though it's probably ineffective. But I mean, it's better than nothing. So yeah. Thanks for watching.